We have done an abysmal job in growing our economy. And I have a very different vision of what Connecticut could be. I have a vision where more young people come back to our state to live after college or stay here, because in fact they find the kinds of jobs that's going to attract them here. I have a vision of Connecticut where we don't have a debate in the legislature every single year about how much we're going to raise taxes, because we've grown the economy. And in growing the economy, we've actually created additional revenue for the state, rather than constantly having to be debating about how much we're going to raise the taxes. I have a vision of a Connecticut where the transportation system works and gets people to move around our state. Listen, I know how bad your end of 95 is. My end of 95 is even worse, right? We built roads in this state 50 years ago when we went to sleep, like Rip Van Winkle, right? And we awaken, and things have changed completely, but we've not modernized. A very different view of what transportation should be in this state. I have a very different view of how we should pay for education. You know, we are more reliant on property taxes to pay for education than any other state in the nation. It is not as if we get it right and everybody else gets it wrong. It's just the opposite. Everybody else gets it right to a greater degree than we do. You know, property taxes is the thing that forces so many of our senior citizens to leave the state, and causes many of our young people to bypass the state when it comes to buying their first home or staying in this state. I have a vision of a different Connecticut, a more robust Connecticut, in some senses the Connecticut that those of us who grew up in this state actually grew up in. But a Connecticut that's been replaced by bad leadership over a long period of time, most at the hands of Republican governors. Yeah, but we have a Democratic legislature. Listen, I teach at the University of Connecticut as an adjunct professor. I teach state and local governments, one of the courses. I've surveyed the power of governors in states across this country. The power of the governor in this state is at the far end, the extreme end of authority. You cannot spend a dime in this state without the acquiescence of the governor. Or you cannot fail to spend a dime without the acquiescence of the governor. That's why we need a Democrat.